Someone who's thinking about applying to be a mentor, probably the first thing that I would tell you is it can be very rewarding for yourself. Ultimately, you hope that you're in it because you want to make an impact on the scholar that you get paired with, but you will definitely get some self-satisfaction out of it. And it's not the kind it's not the selfish kind, but it's the kind that it develops more to, oh my gosh, by being involved, you kind of feel like you're paying it forward. I talked a ton with my scholar about trying to give back at some point. And I think if it weren't for Starfish, I don't know that he would have ever felt that, at least at age 18 or 19, already kind of felt that sense of obligation and that sense of duty that at some point he'll be the one that needs to step up. He'll be the one that needs to be a mentor for someone else. And so to know that you may have kind of laid the foundation for that, it feels pretty good to know that you're kind of paying it forward. So that would be number one. And then number two is just patience. If you don't have patience, Starfish probably isn't the right program. I think by design, that's why you ask for 2 and 4 year commitments, because you have to have a certain level of patience in that relationships to kind of get it to grow. If you're looking at something where you can come in, on a couple afternoons for a couple months and see like a really tangible difference in someone, I wouldn't say that Starfish is probably that type of program, but if you're one that has patience and you're willing to kind of put that time and watch things kind of grow, and especially starting off at a slower pace, if that might be up your alley, then I think this is a great program to kind of get matched up with, because you really do see that once you lay that foundation, that first couple months and first year or so, you'll just see some significant and noticeable, typically positive changes, positive differences, both in yourself, but then also in your scholar.
So the reason I got into it, for about a year prior to volunteering myself with Starfish, I was thinking of doing something. I needed to do something, whether it was Big Brother, Big Sister, whether it was some not-for-profit. I wanted to, at the end of the day, feel like I'm doing something good for someone out there, right? And feel really good about what you're doing. So when I heard about Starfish, I instantly felt connected, because I was just, again, trying to put myself in someone's shoes where, look, you have a scholarship to college, but you don't have that support system to get you there. That just breaks my heart, because really I had the opposite. I had the support system to get me to college, but I didn't have the scholarship. So now I'm still working my way in paying it off. So it really broke my heart that people had those opportunities, but just didn't have that push or someone there saying you can do it to get themselves there. So if anyone has that passion or feels that in a way very similar to that, then I think they should do it, because they'll find it very rewarding, and they'll make a bunch of new friends in the process, and they'll just really enjoy it.
I would encourage it if they are interested in really diving in and helping a young person find their way in the world. A lot of these kids come from circumstances where college is not something that's talked about in the home or among family members, or quite often peers. And so to give a young person a different perspective on what their life could be like. A lot of these kids are very bright. Some of them have suppressed their intellectual capabilities in order to get along socially, and to show a kid that, basically nerds rule, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. But there is a time commitment. It's not extensive, but it's a meaningful amount of time. You have to integrate it into your schedule. If you're working, there aren't that many free hours in the week, and so you really be certain that, on the one hand, while you may intellectually or emotionally love the Starfish idea and what it is they're trying to do, you got to be able to commit to that. And the worst thing that I think could happen is for somebody to say yes and get in a little ways and then decide, oh no, I don't have the time, and pull out. Because it isn't just about letting an organization down at that point. It's about letting down somebody who's worked up the courage to apply to the program. Here I'm talking about the student, scholar, and say, I'm going to give this a whirl, and I'm going to put my confidence in this adult to help me. And then if somebody were to pull out, that's really potentially devastating to the young person. So it's easy to get caught up and enthusiastic about the Starfish mission, but you got to make sure that you're willing to match that sort of emotional reaction with the commitment of time and energy.